Hey Gear Seekers, I'm Nick. NZXT has launched their brand new Acertech-based Kraken Z series coolers with a built-in fully programmable LCD screen on the pump top. And we thought we'd do what we always do and show you how to install it the correct way. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install the brand new NZXT Kraken Z73 Cooler in an AMD AM4, TR4 and STRX4 base system. Okay, before we kick it off, I just need to say a couple things just to make this video clear. This video is for demonstration purposes only. This is not a review because every single system, every motherboard, every case, every fan placement, and every setup is different. So make sure you research what will fit in your case before buying any parts for any PC builds that you do. Now, this guide is to give you the fundamental idea of how to install the NZXT Kraken Z73 Cooler on an AM4, TR4 and STRX4 base motherboard. We also have an Intel version coming really soon, so stay tuned. We haven't forgot about you guys. Now, this guide can also be applied to the 280mm version, the Z63 as well, so don't worry. I know people are going to ask that question, but yeah, we're looking after you too. So yeah, make sure you watch the entire video before asking any questions because chances are I'm going to answer the inevitable questions that we get in this video anyway. So yeah, let's answer some of those questions right off the bat. The motherboards in this video are the Gigabyte X570 Aorus Pro Wi-Fi and the ASRock X399 Professional Gaming. The case used is the Phanteks Eclipse P400A and the CPUs are the Ryzen 5 3600X and the Threadripper 2920X. Now these parts were chosen purely for demonstration purposes only. There's no other reason for them. It's not because they're better or worse or whatever. Yeah, that's just all it is. And the video it's not a discussion about pricing or performance. Trust me, I know this cooler is expensive. We don't have to go into that in this video. We'll have another video covering that. Okay, now the installation is similar to many other toolless Acertech based coolers. So yeah, so this guide can apply to other coolers that are quite similar. Yes, the fan placement in this video is the correct way to do it for this case. It also always depends on your case and the clearances in your case. So yeah, it's just different for everyone. No, the Z series coolers are not technically RGB. However, it does have a Hue 2 hub and it is compatible with some Hue NZXT products. Yes, you can put whatever fans you want on it, including the NZXT Air RGB fans or basically any fans that you want. No, the included fans do not have any RGB. Yes, everything you're seeing in this video for this installation is included in the box, except for the Threadripper mounting bracket. That will come with your CPU in your CPU box. Yes, it will work with almost every single AM4, TR4 and STRX4 motherboard and CPU combo that you're going to ask about in the comments from the launch of Ryzen until the foreseeable future. No, it will not work with AuraSync, Mystic Light, Polychrome RGB or RGB Fusion. Yes, the thermal paste is included and it's pre-applied and you don't have to add thermal paste to it. You can do your own thermal paste if you really want to. And no, you don't have to fill up the cooler. There's no place to do that. You don't have to maintain it and no AIOs ever need filling. So yeah, let's do it. All right, let's unbox the Kraken Z73 with the integrated LCD screen. How cool. What a time to be alive. 2020 is looking very, very cool for all things tech. All right, let's pull out the installation manual and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're not going to use it because that's what this video is for. All right, let's see what all the gear is inside of the box. I think the first thing we're going to take a look at is the three 120mm included fans. Now, these fans are not RGB. Don't fret, don't worry, they're not RGB. You're not going crazy. Now, the next thing we're going to take a look at is all of the mounting gear. Now, this is for every type of socket installation, bar TR4 and Threadripper. We're going to go through that a little bit later in the video, but yeah, this also includes all of the Intel gear and there will be an Intel installation guide for this cooler very, very soon. The next thing we've got here are all of the cables. Now these cables help us connect it to the motherboard and for all of the software control and all of the fan control. So yeah, pretty straightforward stuff to start off with. Let's pull the cooler itself out of the box so we can take a little bit of a closer look. There is some cardboard protecting the radiator, which is pretty standard. And as you can see, there is that big LCD screen on top of the cooler. And make sure you read the instructions that say, connect all cables before turning on. The reason why this is there is because you could possibly damage your cooler if you don't actually follow the instructions. Let's take a look at that pre-applied thermal paste. Yes, it has pre-applied thermal paste. You can either take this off or put your own stuff on, but I would recommend leaving this thermal paste on just because it makes it easier. And we're going to kick it off with the AM4 install guide to make your life easier. Right, you're going to need the AM4 installation bracket. This is inside the box. It looks exactly like this. And this is the mounting hardware that we're going to need to mount the cooler to the socket. Let's start off by taking the plastic off the bottom of the cooler and the cold plate so we can attach that AM4 bracket. It's very straightforward. You need to push the bracket in and rotate counterclockwise to pull the bracket off. Very, very straightforward. And to apply the AM4 bracket is basically the reverse of that, and you just push it in and rotate clockwise. And we'll take a little bit of a closer look so you can see it clicking into place. Very straightforward. Now the next thing we're going to do is plug in this little cable. I would recommend doing this first, otherwise it will get very difficult to plug in after you actually mount the water block to the top of your IHS of your CPU. Basically, it's very easy to plug in. Locate this hole or connector on the top of the water block and plug in that cable. Now it only plugs in one way, so you can't mess this up. And yeah, plugs in very easily and you don't need to force it to get in. The next thing we're going to do is then remove the stock retention system from your AM4 motherboard. In this case, it's the X570 Aorus Pro Wi-Fi. Yeah, just remove those plastic retaining brackets because we're not going to need them for this cooler. And this is the same as basically every Acertec cooler on the market. Locate these AM4 bolts that we showed a little bit earlier. They look like this if you want to get a bit of a closer look. And basically what you want to do is finger tighten them in to the stock backplate for the motherboard. There's no included backplate for AM4. You do use the one that comes from factory with your motherboard for this installation. Now what you want to do is grab these thumb nuts. Yes, they're called thumb nuts. And what we're going to do is now attach the water block or the pump top to the top of the IHS of your CPU. Very straightforward. All you need to do is line it up with the bolts and quite simply get the thumb nuts and tighten them up in each corner. Now I recommend doing this on opposing corners just so the load is distributed evenly. And first of all, I would also recommend just finger tightening them in. Otherwise they get quite hard to do if you do one side up all the way. The next thing I would recommend doing, and you don't have to do this, this is an optional part, but use a screwdriver and apply the tightness to the opposing corners just to get it on there nice and tight. Now you can't actually over tighten these, so don't freak out too much. They'll just stop at one point when they feel tight. Now let's get into the TR4 installation. Now the TR4 installation or Threadripper installation is a little bit different. You'll need to use the included bracket that comes in the box with your Threadripper CPU. This does not come with the cooler. And it's super straightforward. The same as AM4 to mount, you just push down and rotate clockwise to lock it into place. There you go. Now the difference between AM4 and TR4 is this. There is no retention system you need to attach to the socket. You basically screw the cooler straight into the socket and it's very, very easy. It's actually easier than AM4 and away you go. Now there is an order to this. You need to go and follow the numbers on each corner as I am showing here. Right, now let's carry on because the rest of the installation is similar for AM4 and for Threadripper. You'll want to pass the cables that we got previously through to the back of your system for easy cable management later and plugging everything in, just makes your life easier. locate the pump power control cable, and then what you want to do is then locate the CPU opt header on your motherboard. Now it might be labeled something different on your motherboard, but it's something similar like water pump, and plug that cable straight in, and yeah, Bob's your water pumping uncle. And now your pump top should have power. Now what we're going to do is mount the radiator in the front of the case, and with the P400A, this is the correct way to install the radiator. It does not fit at the top, obviously, because it's a 360mm radiator. And what we're going to do is locate the mounting hardware for the fans. You'll need 12 screws in total, just like I've shown here, and 12 washers. Now this might be different for your case, so just use this as a guide. You'll also need to locate the 3 fans that come in the box as well, and put the washer onto the bolt. And basically, this is the easiest part of the installation. Feed the fan cables through to the back of your case for easy cable management later, and put in all the screws. Very, very easy. And rinse and repeat that process until you're all done. You'll also notice that I like to finger tighten this in just to make your life a little bit easier, and it's easy if you need to change the height of the radiator as well if it doesn't quite fit, and then I will use the screwdriver at the end to make sure everything's in nice and tight. Now what we're going to do now is then plug in the PWM fan control. Now locate this cable as I've shown here, locate the fan power connectors from each of the 3 fans and plug them in. It's a very straightforward process. Plug all 3 of the fans in and your fans now have power. There's no RGB to worry about, not in this type of installation anyway. The next thing we're going to do is plug in the SATA or SATA power. This is very straightforward. Locate the SATA or SATA power coming out from the pump top and a spare SATA or SATA power connector from your power supply, and plug it in, and we're done. Now you'll also notice that there will be a spare cable here. Now don't freak out. This is basically a cable for the cooler to act like a Hue 2 controller. If you have some other NZXT RGB hardware, then you will plug it into this. Otherwise, you can just leave it dangling around at the back of your system somewhere, or you can use it for expanding your system later. Next up, we're going to plug in the USB. This is also very straightforward. Locate the USB cable that comes with the cooler and plug it into the top of the cooler. Now it only plugs in one way, and there's only one other place to plug stuff in. And after we do that, you'll want to feed the cable through to the back of your computer so we can plug it in down the bottom of your motherboard into a USB 2.0 header. Now you'll want to locate this end of the cable, which is the opposite end of that USB cable. What we're going to do is feed it into the bottom of the case. Then we're going to locate a USB 2.0 header on your motherboard, which looks a little something like this. And we're going to just plug it in just like that. And now we have full software control for the Kraken. Now, one thing to note before we move on is with RAM clearance. Now, if you're doing an AM4 based installation, you will have the RAM interfering with the pipes coming off the pump top. Now, I wanted to mention this because I know someone is going to ask about it. So yeah, if you're using dual channel memory with 2 modules, you'll have no problem. But if you're using 4 RAM modules, I would recommend actually rotating the installation of the water block, which is supported with the bracket and insulation, because you can rotate the logo in the software. All right, let's take a quick look at the software. Now, what you want to do is download the latest version of NZXT Cam from NZXT's website. I'll put a link to that down in the description to make your life a little bit easier. Click the lighting tab. It will show your brand new Kraken cooler, and you can basically go through and have a look at all of the settings. Now, this is what the dual infographic setup looks like. I think this will be the look that most people will use, to be honest. It's something that I'll probably use if I use this in my computer. There's a bunch of other settings you can go through. There's a little preview that shows you what everything looks like. And yeah, we'll take a quick look at some of the other things you can do, like this one here, for instance. This is liquid temperature. And yeah, there's basically a drop-down menu for everything you could possibly imagine. I think carousel modes are actually pretty cool too. You can set up a few different faces and have some timeouts for it to cycle through a bunch of different effects. That's really cool because you can add in the animated stuff to that as well. Speaking of the animated stuff, I think this is going to be everyone's most requested thing, and I actually think this is what most people want it for. We're going to show you how to do that, and it's very, very easy. All you want to do is have an animated file somewhere on your computer, and yeah, I'm going to call it a GIF or a GIF. It doesn't matter how you pronounce it, guys. I see a lot of people getting angry about this. Anyway, click upload GIF or GIF or whatever, and it'll have a little cropping tool to crop how much you want to show on the top of your cooler. It's very, very straightforward. Obviously, you've got the animated gear seekers intro animation here. Click save. It'll have a little preview. And if you had any luck, your cooler should be fully running and it will look a little something like this. Okay, I think I covered pretty much everything in this video. If you have any questions, feel free to head on over to our Discord. There's a link to that down below, and also ask a comment down below. And make sure you read the comment section first, because I'm pretty sure myself or someone else would have answered your question already. Please take that into consideration before asking any questions. I just don't want to waste your time, and I just think it's easier if people have already answered the question. So yeah, just have a quick scroll. I'm sure someone's going to answer it. And as far as pricing is concerned, guys, we know it's expensive, but people who want this cooler, they can afford it, and they're still going to buy it regardless of how much it costs. Now, I've included links to all of the software required in the description below as well to save you some time. And if you like this video and it helped you, please like, subscribe, or consider supporting us by clicking on that join button or on FLOATPLANE. If you didn't like this video, you know what to do, and tell us what you hated about it. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peek, we seek. And yeah, I don't mean to sound mean in this video at all with like answering all of the questions about all the questions we get. And yes, people do still ask those questions even though I answer them in this video. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I really do hope this helped you with your installation. Did I say helped you? Helped you? Helped you, helped you. Word. I'm out. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.